million a year, that he'll only keep 1% of it that year.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, just silly stuff like
Generous.
that. And then he goes on to and then he explained that he has this information diet where he goes on Netflix and he just consumes like massive amounts of documentaries and like History Channel specials and shit like that. And look, I subscribe to that idea a little bit. I think you could catch a lot of stuff
I feel like we left out some important life goals, right? Like we covered the income one. Immortality was one of them. He was going to invent a pill. He was going to invent a pill that gave humans immortality. And but he's not in college or anything.
How's it going?
He's just like a he's just like a regular dude. Like he finished high school and I think he's in college now actually, just to give people an update. But like that there's no evidence to suggest that he would be the guy that created immortality in humans. But here he is on the podcast tonight.
You've been on has it's worked wonders for you. I mean, my God. I feel like maybe Sam, you need to talk to a lawyer about this. I think Woody might owe you a significant portion of his current net worth if you really get down to brass tacks.
No. I'm going to sue Sam for infecting me via Skype of information diet rot or whatever it is that I feel
like
have.
A Jewish man like Sam probably knows a few lawyers who could look into this. So
I have more money than Sam, therefore I will triumph in court.
No, you're underestimating that Jewish intellect.
Is it the Jew gold that he'll tap into?
Not the gold.
I don't even know what that is.
Takes that oddly anti-Semitic term about an hour in.
You taught me that term. I swear to God, I don't even really know what it means.
Term.
Oh, is that where it came from?
Yeah.
I didn't even know what the reference was. But somehow
you thought that Kyle just came up and started berating Jews for keeping gold on them.
I don't know how it happened. He just made some Jewish gold references, and I copied it.
South Park, there's this fiery stairwell confrontation between Cartman and Kyle, and Kyle's a Jewish character, and it's literally a fiery stairwell, and Cartman won't let Kyle pass. He's like, "Give me the Jew gold. I know you got it around your neck." And he's like, "What are you talking about? I've never heard of any Jew gold. There is no Jew gold. You're insane." And Cartman just won't bend. He's like, "You give me the Jew gold, or you die." And finally, Kyle's like, "Fine." And he's got a leather pouch full of Jew gold. and it's been a while since I've seen that one, but Cartman might be like, "I know that's the decoy pouch. Give me the real Jew gold." And shit, he's got another big bag of gold. So good.
But we were
though.
talking about addictions.
I've never had a Jewish person actually get offended by any of the silliness they're going at their race.
No.
Yeah,
I think there's a reason so many of them are comedians. Good senses of humor.
What a great race of people. I always enjoyed hanging out with Sam because he liked to mock his own people very much so.
Are they a race though? Because that's one thing that I'm confused about. Is it's kind of like because I know it's a religion.
You could become a Jew, but just on paper, right? Like you can't become Jewish.
Yeah.
I could pass for Jewish.
I don't know if I understand it's like a different race. I don't know if I understand it as a different race, as like black people and Asian people are a different race, or if it's kind of like if just everybody in Missouri, only fucked people in Missouri for hundreds and hundreds of years, and then eventually it's like, oh, those are Missourians. They're different, but really it's just like one sect.
I guess they're an ethnic group technically, right?
Yeah, because they were bound by religion, and like way back in the fucking day, they were just another tribe. Like you think they were the only ones traveling around, wandering around the desert. Speaking of which, you know that story of like 30 years in the desert, 40 years? 40 years. You know the space, how big the space is that they apparently got lost for 40 years in? It's like 2 square miles. It's 2 to 5 square miles. It's a tiny little desert.
That they apparently was a good navigator. It wasn't about. It was about the journey, not the trip. That's
such a small amount of sand that they would see big tracks of their previous attempts to escape the desert as they were going. He was spelling out, "God, give me a hand here."
Down, walking in circles to the left.
Mm-hmm. And all they had to eat was shitty bread that fell from the sky, and pigeons.
What I find interesting about that story, even in the version that the Jews tell, They had enough gold on them that they could melt it down and make a giant golden bull to worship while Moses was up on the mountain getting the Ten Commandments. Mount Sinai. And is my is my theology correct here? Was there another tablet that didn't he smash the tablets? That's right. He smashed the tablets when he got back, didn't he?
I believe the broken tablet is.
I could feel this one.
Gets back. He goes on this mountain. Think about this. He goes on this mountain and he's gone for days. And he's gone so long that the people give up on him and start worshiping a big golden bull. And when he gets back, he literally has the word of God written into 2 pieces of stone. And it pisses him off so much that they're worshiping the bull. He just smashes this shit.
There's originally
the first
30
documented case of roid rage.
God gave him a
He
little
was
bit
just like lifting stones. Comes back off of the mountain. What? I was working out for like 3 days, and you fuckers just like society falls apart. Fuck this.
It's like God hyped him up the way you hype a dog up. Like, you can get all excited, and it's like, yeah. And then you just quit, and it keeps going. Like, God was up there as Moses, like, yo, you're the man. You take him down there. You show him these rules. Yeah, fuck yeah. And Moses goes down there, like, skipping. Like, oh, I am the fucking man. God's on my side. He sees the bull, shatters him.
Hey, have we talked about Hulk Hogan and Gawker on PKA yet?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
We did. We could keep talking about Bible stories, though.
I like Bible stories. Say what you want about Bible stories. I think they're very good stories, and they usually have some like moral story behind them. And I think most of them would make good movies if you think about it, right?
Yes, Joseph. Well, most of them have been made into movies.
Yeah.
There's a lot of Bible movies. The one where Joseph gets thrown in the pit, and he gets fished. Joseph in the coat of many colors. There's that.
I think that's a Dolly Parton song.
It's a musical. Yeah, it's a musical too. I used to see commercials for it when I was young, and it looked horrible. But the story itself, when he went out in the desert, and the dad, Joseph was his favorite son, the youngest, and he was always giving Joseph all this dope shit, like the best camels, the best berries, whatever was popular back then, he got it. And all the other brothers were like, "Fuck this guy. This is horse shit. We've been around here longer. We live in the Bronze Age, and I haven't gotten jack shit from my piece of shit dad." And so they take the youngest guy out there. They see a bunch of slavers. And so they just are like, you know what? This Joseph guy's kind of a cunt, and we'll get better treatment if he's not here. So they sell him to the slavers. Slavers take him back to Babylon. Joseph works up from a slave, Donald Trump style, from nothing into everything.
He had a small $1 million loan.
Yeah, a small loan of 60 shekels.
Built a massive wall in the progress.
Yeah, and then later in his life, the big Shyamalan twist, the brothers come, they seek help from him, and he's sitting there, the grand poobah of Babylon. And instead of going, "Fuck you guys, you're all going in a pit," he gives them some money, which I would not have done.
No. You do something awful to him, some sort of awful biblical punishment. They had the worst punishments back then.
Oh, and even after all that, the dad was still just pissed. He's like, "Well, God damn it, Joseph's gone. Now I got 11 shit-tier sons. You think I just kept having kids because I wanted more?" No, I was looking for
about
Sodom and Gomorrah.
We talked about like the torture methods that they had back then before. Have we talked about the brazen bull before?
Yes.
That's the one where they cook them alive inside the metal bowl.
That was like a Greek thing, right?
Yeah. And
I was just gonna go down that path and say, hey, you want to talk about torture? Because like when they put those pots and put a rat on their stomach and then light a fire on that, and so the rat would start like clawing through their like stomachs and shit to get it out and everything.
Do you know the
story
of Sodom?
I think it's a real torture, is it?
No.
That's a Game of Thronesy torture.
Sodom
No,
and
that's just
Gomorrah
real.
is the
That's
best
real.
one. I don't know why we're not talking about, like, it's the story to be told of the Bible, right?
I don't remember the characters' names. A lot. Okay,
Lot.
so
yeah.
That's
right,
the story, not the part where Jesus dies for man's sins and then comes back.
No. Sodom and Gomorrah is the key.
I feel like if I mock that story, then I'm definitely going to hell. But I feel like I could kind of like giggle at
You
Sodom
would be
and
a
Gomorrah,
demon.
and I might still make it in.
This is a razor's edge, How's God feeling today? It's really up in the air. But Sodom and Gomorrah, evil cities. Woody, you seem to know a good amount about the story. Lot, he actually let his daughters get raped. He offered to let them get.
So apparently, Sodom and Gomorrah are these evil cities, right? And if I have this, I'm going to screw this up, I'm sure. And these two, what are they, like salesmen or something, come by to like check and see if there's bad. Oh no, I think they're going to see if everyone in the city needs to be killed, right? So these like 2 people come down, they're sent by God or something, and they visit Lot, and he's checking to see if anyone in the city is, maybe they shouldn't just burn it or flood it or whatever the fuck they're going to do to it. And while Lot,
righteous man, salesman,
what's that?
Angels, not salesmen.
Yeah, you say tomato, I say tomato. So these 2 angels go into Lot's house, and he's like feeding him or something, and then the whole town is like, you know what? I'd like to fuck me some angels, right? Because you don't get an opportunity to do that every day. And the town decides they're gonna, I guess, anally rape these angels. It's a big train.
No, wait. So the angels are male. They come in. Lot welcomes them in. Have something to eat. Kind of selfish of you to eat it. You're an angel and you don't need it. And we're in an ancient time where there's not a lot of food, so please don't. Invites him in. His daughters are also in the house. People are freaking out outside, going, "You got angels in there. This is horse shit. We're gonna get them. We're gonna get these fucking angels." And Lot's like, "Everybody, settle down. I'll give you my daughters to rape. Just don't hurt these poor superhuman angels behind me." And so he pretty much I think he's like right about to do it, and the daughters, like, as he's unlocking the door, they're like, "Are you shitting me? You garbage piece of chauvinist shit, giving us out to be raped so you can impress your friends." But then I think God comes down and pulls the old. God gets a lot of people like punk style, kill your kid. Oh, gotcha. Nope, don't do that. Don't do that. Let them rape your daughters. Nope. No, I was joking.
Yeah, they were virgins. Yeah, of course they were. Yeah. And then the best part is when they get the message at this point, and so the angels say, "Wow, Lot is the only righteous man left in either of these 2 cities, so we'll spare him." So they go walking off into the sunset and everything. And the angels say, "Oh, by the way, don't fucking turn around because we're gonna do some hardcore shit to your hometown. Just don't even look at it; it'll mess you up." And Lot's wife has to turn around and look back, and just the image of what was happening back there turns her to a pillar of salt.
A pillar of salt.
So then Lot's feeling real bad about this. Let me finish this up. Lot's feeling real bad about this, right? His wife just turned to a big pillar of salt, so he seeks refuge in a local cave. And his daughters and Lot are in the cave and everything. And the daughters start thinking, "Wow, we're the only fucking people left on the earth. We've got to repopulate. We got to fuck Dad." So they get Lot nice and drunk, and then fuck him.
And it works. They get pregnant.
And that's the Bible.
That's just one small...
That's the key. No, that's the central thesis of the Bible right there.
Yeah.
I use that story to guide my entire life. That story and the morals that it teach have kept me on the right rail from the time I was a child.
That's where you get the other interpretation of turn the other cheek.
Oh, it's fucked up. Yeah, there's a lot of Bible stories that when you really analyze like what's happening, and especially if you were to apply them to modern day and like modern families and groups of people, they're shockingly out of place at times. But it's God.
Yeah, I wish I knew my Bible even better. Like I think there's more references into it, more references to shellfish than there are gay people in the Bible.
Only in the argument is like, oh, that God never or Jesus never talks about gay people. In the Old Testament, they were very, very clear about gays and about shellfish and about mixing fabrics, lots of things. I know we have to take care of something real quick, but I do want to return to Bible stories. It's fun. Carl?
You did not.